Well, good evening everyone. It's Dave here from the iReady podcast, and this is the post-match reaction to the game which has just finished in the Czech Republic, where Rangers have been beaten by 2-1 by Viktoria Plzen, but progress by 4-2 on aggregate, and thank goodness for that first game is all I can say. It's not going to be a very positive pod, I'm afraid, guys. I was very disappointed there by the performance yet again, as I was in the last game against Dundee. But we'll start with the starting 11 that Russell Martin put out today, and it was Butland in goals, Tavernier at right back, Jigger, Suter and Jefte in at left back, midfield of Raskin, Diomande and Cameron, with Gassama, Antman and Dessers. Now, on paper, arguably this is possibly our strongest team, with Raskin coming back in as that sort of number 6, his favoured position in the team, and James Tavernier in at right back. And a lot of people, I know there'll be a lot of groans about Tav, we've said it ourselves, but Max Aarons really hasn't set the heather on fire at all playing at right back. So, Tav in there, the captain, experience, so possibly our strongest team on paper. But starting off the first half, certainly in the first 30 minutes, Rangers holding onto the ball well, controlling the game without doing really anything whatsoever. In the 4th minute, Dessers, he goes down in the centre circle, holding his wrist after a challenge. He goes off the park. He's back on it a minute later. We'll speak about Dessers later on. 7th minute, a yellow card for Gassama off the ball incident. Not quite sure what happened there. On the commentary, they said there was possibly an elbow. So if that's the case, maybe lucky to stay on the park. But I didn't see anything myself. Great one-touch play by Diomande in the 13th minute to Raskin onto Antman. A through ball back to Diomande, who kept running into the box. Goes for the shot, but it's easily blocked and it's out for the corner. 15-minute, Rangers basically just passing the ball about, and I realise we've got a 3-0 advantage here, so just trying to see the game out. I really get that. So they're holding it onto the ball quite well without really doing anything. 19th minute, good run by Jefte, cuts into the inside, he shoots low, straight at the goalkeeper. Then a shot by Plzen from outside the box, but well wide on the 23rd minute. Shot at the edge of the box by the Plzen player. It's rocketed, thankfully, straight to Jack Butland. He parries it away. And it's from this stage that Plzen really start getting control and start getting the chances. I think we should have had a penalty in the 29th minute. Dessers has played into the box. He's barged over the ball completely, pushed from behind inside the box. The referee's looking at it, waves it away instantly. No VAR check. Didn't see anything whatsoever about VAR. Wasn't mentioned. I don't know what happened there. I thought it was a clear penalty, but it wasn't to be, wasn't given. So 39th minute, Jefte and Gassama on the left, into Dessers, onto Antman. He puts a ball into the box to Lyle Cameron, who runs through, hits a shot, loops over the bar. It was a hard one for him to take. It was high up in the air, but never came to anything. Plzen attacker goes through into the box. Tav putting pressure on him all the way. He hits a shot. Thankfully, it's fired wide of the right-hand post to still keep it 0-0. But then Plzen did get that goal. And it's a long ball from a free kick right up to the right winger, who Jefte is supposed to be marking. Jefte lets it go, then he slips the wingers into the box, gets to the byline, cuts it back into the 6-yard box, past both Jigger and Suter. There's an attacker in there, and their other striker comes in at the back to fire it into the back of the net. And in the last sort of 15 minutes, Plzen did have the most of the ball. They were at least trying to get a goal by putting the ball into the box, and they got their rewards there on the 41st minute. 44th minute, the cross into the box. The Plzen striker gets a rocketed header, but again, thankfully, straight at Jack Butland, and it keeps it at 0-0. So that was it at half-time. We were mostly in control for the first 30 minutes without giving Plzen any problems whatsoever in their goal. None whatsoever. It was just flat again, totally flat. And then in the last 15 minutes, Plzen putting the pressure on, getting the ball into the box, looking to score, and they got their just desserts in the end. Into the second half though, no changes. Plzen looking dangerous on the 50th minute. Ball on the right into the box. right across the face of the goal and past the far post. Luckily, they had no strikers running in. 52nd minute, Dessers, who, as I say, went down earlier, he goes down holding on to his knee. It looked pretty serious at first. The referee calls for the buggy to come on to carry him off, but he gets up. He's helped off the park by two of the Rangers physios. He's off the park, and in the 54th minute, he is subbed and Danilo comes on. 58th minute, Rangers playing the ball. Jeffday with a loose pass straight to their right winger. He gets into the box, flashes the ball across the face of the goal and out. Really sloppy there by Rangers. But then out of absolutely nothing whatsoever, Rangers equalise, and it's John Souttar in the left back position. He fires a long ball up to Diomande in the box. The defender goes up to head it. He doesn't get it away. It falls for Diomande. He gets to the byline. He cuts it back to Danilo. He hits. I don't know if Danilo's gone for a shot or he's gone for a through ball. No idea, but he hits it. It's pretty weak. But Lyle Cameron thankfully ghosts in, sort of Scott Arfield-esque as he used to do, out of nowhere, prods the goal past the goalkeeper to give Rangers the equaliser and Lyle Cameron to get his first goal for Rangers. Outstanding by him. Like I say, it came from absolutely nothing, but we'll take it any day of the week. So 1-1 in the game and 4-1 in aggregate for Rangers at this stage. Double sub for Rangers then on the 69th minute. Dowell and Rothwell on, Cameron and Diomande off. Straight away, Rothwell puts the team under pressure, gives the ball away in the right back position. The ball is crossed into the box to the attacker. Thankfully, he blasts it over, but again, really sloppy play there. And then 75th minute, incredible save by Butland as Souttar gives the ball away cheaply. There's a ball through to their striker right in front of goal. He shoots, Butland low save, point blank range, gets the ball out to keep it 1-1. 82nd minute, a ball into the box. Jeffday attempts, I don't know what it is, some sort of pass back with his chest. He puts it right into the mix, and again, Jack Butland throws himself down right in front of the striker, puts him off, and the ball is cleared. It's kamikaze stuff in defence. It really is. But then 83rd minute, Plzen get their second goal, and again on the left hand side of the wing, the player looks up. All the Rangers defenders are there, but there's one player right in the middle. He puts a ball in. Now that's bread and butter to the likes of John Souttar to jigger. It just gets left between Souttar and Jeffday. Completely leaves the striker on his own, and he's got a simple header past Butland. Butland couldn't do anything about that. That was just shocking defending, especially out on the wing. He stopped the ball coming in, and then with the defenders in the box, really, really poor by Rangers. And it's 2-1 to Plzen, 4-2 to Rangers on aggregate. But then, to be fair, we did sort of kill the game off. 87th minute, double sub. Ant-Man and Gassama came off. Cortez and Barami came on. Gassama, I think, we've been praising him to the hilt. We're maybe expecting a lot for the guy. I thought he had a disappointing night by his standards. There was quite a few times there was a chance for him to run at the full-back. His passing just seemed to be completely off. He couldn't get his range whatsoever. This ball seemed to catch in his feet a lot, and Ant-Man wasn't finding the space either. It was just a very frustrating night for both wingers. Didn't work for him, so they're off. Cortez and Barami on, and Rangers sort of played the game out from there, and we ended up losing the game 2-1 but winning 4-2 on aggregate. Now, we should be celebrating. We are through. We are going to play the winner of Salzburg or Bruges. The last time I looked at Bruges, it was 2-2, so that'd be 3-2 in aggregate to Bruges. Rangers didn't play well here at all, guys, and no disrespect to Plzen. I do not think they are a great team, but in the second half, they outplayed us. The worrying thing for me is that we get the ball, and all we seem to be able to do is pass the ball side to side. We can get onto the verge of a good attack and it falls down straight away because the ball is played backwards. We don't seem to have anyone that can play a forward pass or a through ball to anyone. The movement up front is dreadful. As I say, the two wingers I think are very, very good players and could play well, but it just wasn't working for them tonight whatsoever. Maybe Barami playing in there as the attacking midfielder could have unlocked things, and I know we've not seen much from him, but going by what we've got in the squad just now, we don't seem to have a midfielder that can do that. I heard Ian Ferguson on the commentary saying that he thought that Raskin was outstanding holding on to the ball. I love Raskin, I think he's a great player, but I don't know what game he was watching, because I didn't see any Rangers player hold on to the ball at all tonight, or try to dictate the play whatsoever. It's basically just pass the ball sideways, pass it back, try and keep possession, and do very, very little up front. I think it's very worrying. I am trying to get in with Russell Martin's philosophy and how he is playing or wants Rangers to play, but I'm not seeing it, guys. I'm really, really not seeing it. I know we need to be patient, we need to give it time, but I think if we play like this against better opposition, we'll get hammered. That is my worry. We're giving the ball away very, very cheaply. We're inviting attacks onto us, and we just don't seem to be able to carry the ball well at all. So, delighted that we are through to the qualifying stage. The next game is going to be very, very difficult. So, we just have to keep our fingers crossed. So, I know I'm not sounding very positive here, guys, but I'm trying to find positives in that game, but only having 2 shots on goal the whole game, as far as I could see, and Plzen having 10 shots on target, and they're really not a good team, is worrying for me. So I keep saying it, I hope we can work it out. We just have to wait and see what happens. But we are through to the next game, like I said, so let's look forward to that one. Hopefully our fortunes can change, things can click from there. So Derek and I will be doing the main pod tomorrow night. We'll speak more about this then. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Take care and bye-bye.